We are now live on YouTube and Facebook. We're now live on Instagram.
Oh, now we are.
Now we're live on Instagram. I think that's kind of a long ways away from the microphone. Let me know if y'all can hear us okay.
On YouTube and on Facebook. I'm sure Instagram can hear us.
On YouTube
just
and
fine.
Facebook. Anyways, we are going to start off the discussion. First of all, sorry we were not here last Wednesday. Last Wednesday was our lovely 2-year
Lovely.
wedding anniversary. 2 years. How's it like being married to me for 2 years?
Feels like 20. Just kidding.
It's a good thing. Anyways, that's where we were last Wednesday, so I apologize for not being
We
here.
don't apologize.
Yeah,
we
don't
took
apologize.
time off on purpose to spend time with each other.
Yeah. Anyways, we're going to start off this week's Live at 5 with a discussion on what are some healthy swaps you can make in your day-to-day lifestyle factors that don't really require a whole lot more effort, but they're just seamless little swaps that you can get to
Seamless swaps
to get more more caloric expenditure, more energy burn, healthier habits, things of that nature. Let's start at the top of the day. What are some good healthy swaps for you, baby?
I thought we were starting at the top of the day. We're going to start together.
Okay. One of my healthy swaps is to, when I wake up in the morning, a lot of times the issue is like people forget to take their vitamins, people forget to take their minerals, people forget to take their electrolytes. It's not on top of their mind. So what I do, first of all, I never hit the snooze button. Wake up immediately, drink some water, take my vitamins and minerals, and then jump back in bed and read for at least 30 minutes. When my computer went dark.
What is happening?
That's really weird. I don't know why my computer went dark just then. But I read for at least 30 minutes. Oftentimes more than that.
What
the heck is
Did
going
it just
on?
die?
No?
Weird.
My computer
That
is
was
wigging
really
out.
weird.
Anyway, so that's one healthy swap that I do. A lot of people, they hit the snooze button, they fall back asleep. Don't do that. I totally get wanting to be in your warm, cuddly bed when you first wake up. But if you're going to do that, have already gotten up, taken your vitamins, taken your minerals, getting some water in you, and read in bed. And honestly, one of those vitamins that I take is an energy pill, 200 milligrams caffeine. So by the time that sinks in and kicks into my system, I don't want to lay in bed anymore. So it's much easier to jump out of bed and get active with the day. That's one little healthy swap that I would recommend.
So we used to jump out of bed and go almost immediately to work out. But that was not working super well for me. So we adjusted, and I actually have like an hour where I kind of just spend some time, like literally sitting in bed. You can spend that time. A lot of times that's like when I'm making a post to like put on Instagram or something, or read or whatever. But I just have like 1 hour to myself to just be, kind of let my body warm up and be awake before I go jolted awake with my workout. And we actually go for a walk first thing. So I will spend a little bit of time in bed, kind of just like waking up, doing my normal thing, just trying to like be one with myself. And then Robert and I make a cup of coffee, and Robert and I go for a walk.
Speaking of walks and standing up, a lot of us are working from home right now. A lot of us are working in front of a computer. If you're working in front of a computer, get a stand-up desk. If you don't want to spend $1,000 on a stand-up desk, I didn't want to spend $1,000 on a stand-up desk, so I bought Crystal and our administrative assistant like this. It's like a little, I don't know. It's like a
lever desk.
Yeah, it's like a tabletop lever-activated desk. So it sits on top of your desk, and then you can just push a lever, and then it rises up and drops down. I got it on Uline. I think I spent like $250 or $300 on it, and it's super solid.
Yeah, I use it all the time. I use it every day. Usually, I stand at my desk all day until I eat something, which is usually around like 1 or 2. But generally, I stand like, I'd say about 70% of the day I'm standing. So it's been really, really helpful for me because I was sitting way too much, and like I could feel that I was sitting too much. So it's been a really good swap for me.
Another thing is to get up and walk regularly and expose yourself to the sunlight whenever possible.
Yeah.
So I have calls all day long. I have podcast recordings all day long. In between each of my calls and podcasts, I try and get up, walk outside, go check the mail, come back, and just simply doing that, like the step count increases pretty drastically, and I can get some sunshine, which is always a plus.
A lot of people, when they have a break from work or whatever during like a break during the day, usually you go and you sit on your butt, but we encourage you to swap that out and go for a walk or get outside or something that's going to be energizing and not, it seems like, you're like so exhausted, like I just want to sit down, but it's actually better and more energizing if you get up and get moving, just simply outside of your normal work or school moments.
Another good swap is to swap out your Rain or Bang energy drink for a jug full of water with some electrolyte powder, particularly either the Redmond Relights or the LMNT electrolyte powder. Speaking of the LMNT electrolyte powder, they sent me a box. Had Rob Wolf on the podcast. That one has not yet gone live. Great podcast though. And he sent me a box of this Element electrolyte powder. And I think they have cracked the code on the flavor because that stuff is delicious. I haven't tried the chocolate salt one, but that one is, haven't tried that one yet. But all the other ones have been really, really good. But simply swapping out the energy drinks for the electrolyte drinks. If you still have to have the caffeine, then maybe have like a small cup of coffee or tea, or even like a 200 milligram caffeine pill. If you have a 200 milligram caffeine pill, I'd put that over a 300 milligram caffeine Bang with a whole bunch of artificial sweeteners and coloring agents in there any day of the week.
Yeah. Another healthy swap would be, I just had one in my head that I wanted. What is it? Oh, there it goes. Gosh, I just had it.
Another one would be simply reading instead of watching Netflix.
True.
Like we've been really adamant about reading lately. I've committed to reading every single day of this year and absolutely love it. It's like a habit now. Just simply waking up and reading is like, I freaking love it. Way more conducive to progress in life than just binging on Netflix. And that goes for just scrolling mindlessly on Instagram as well. Like that's such a waste of time.
Also, another thing is swapping out your shampoo, swapping out your makeup, swapping out your laundry detergent, things like that. Things that you have no idea that are affecting you, but they are affecting you for sure, is super, super important. Like swap things out. Like it's so easy. I've been looking at homemade recipes, like things that I can make as our laundry detergent and like our dish soap and things like that, because they are doing so much harm to us that we are not even aware of because we are all so just accustomed to using it. Like you just go to the store and get Tide, you go to the store and get whatever, and you don't actually look at the ingredients that you are washing all of your clothes in that you wear all day long. You are not even paying attention to that. You're not paying attention to what you're washing your clothes in that are going on your open pores when you're working out, that are going on your hair, that are going on your skin. Like people don't pay enough attention to that. So swapping those out and looking for more natural options is a really great idea.
Boom. We can talk about healthy swaps all day long, but I kind of want to dive into some of these questions. So let's see what we got here. Nicole says, hey guys, working on the snooze, but I'm such a heavy sleeper. I turned off 5 alarms and fell back asleep. I woke up, had no memory of doing it. Try and get one of those. They're kind of expensive, but the alarm clock that I have is the bomb.com. It literally gets lighter, like brightness. So it gets continually louder and it also gets continually lighter. And after it gets so bright, like your eyes don't, like you can sense the brightness even if your eyes are closed. So that's been a huge hack, so to speak.
I am the same way. I've always been that way. Like ever since I was little, it got real bad. Like I used to wet the bed way too long in life because I slept so hard. That's literally the reason why I would not wake up, because I had to go to the bathroom like normal person. But with that, get an alarm that's going to annoy the heck out of you. Apologize to your partner, and then make sure that you have to get up to go turn it off. And then don't let yourself lay back down. If you want to sit down, then you need to like go sit at the table or a desk or a chair or something that's not your bed. And that's really helpful because you literally have to get out of bed to turn it off.
Yeah, and don't have your phone on your nightstand. Like, I would recommend that for anybody. Don't have your phone on your nightstand. Like, don't let the phone be the first thing you turn to when you wake up, and don't let the phone be the last thing you look at before you go to bed.
And what was the last thing? Oh, Robert is my alarm clock now. I annoyed him so badly with the that he said, no more. I'm going to wake you up. So if you have a partner, just have them come wake you up with a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
You'll get up.
All right. It's true. I feel better if I make myself get moving. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
What's up?
KJ K says, take your lunch instead of going out to eat. That is a super healthy swap. Totally get behind that one.
Take your lunch. Oh, yeah. What's up, power couple homies? Happy anniversary, you two. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Hi.
Thanks so much.
Hi, friends.
What's up?
But the snooze button is my friend.
Snooze button is not your friend.
Swap Redmond lemon lime electrolytes for the margarita mix on Cinco de Mayo.
There you go.
It is Cinco de Mayo today.
It is. It is.
Cinder blocks?
Cinder blocks. For what?
I don't know.
Where's the cinder blocks for?
Cinder blocks indeed.
I'm so confused.
Me too. What was
Cinder
that for?
blocks in, scroll down more. Cinder blocks in, wait, go up, go up, go up.
No, it said indeed.
I know, and then cinder, I don't know.
Me either.
What are cinder blocks? I mean, I know what cinder blocks are like from construction, but I don't know what these cinder blocks are.
We've made our own detergent for years. Save money and less chemicals. Absolutely.
There you go.
Yay for reading. Have read 6 books this year so far. 3 more almost done.
Very nice. We also have a sunrise alarm. It makes a huge difference having it get lighter. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that.
That's it. They said standing desk, $200 or 4 cinder blocks for $8.
Oh, yeah.
That's my style. Hello from Cincinnati. Hope all is well. Cheap standing desk equals cinder blocks.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. I was like, what are we talking about?
Hammer time.
By the way, I totally lost my glasses at Sam's Club, and I have been blind for like 4 weeks now. Finally ordered myself some glasses, and I swapped them. Well, not really swapped, but you know. But I got my glasses with the blue light blocking stuff. Like the blue light blocker, like my regular glasses are now going to be blue light blocking, and I'm so excited about it.
Yeah, blue light blocking. I've got the blue light blocking glass that has the tint to them that I'll wear at the end of the day. If we are watching a show or something, which we don't really do that often on the weekdays. Sometimes we'll watch. Right now we're watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's how behind the times we are. But
we don't really like the new stuff that comes out.
It's like, oh wait, we don't like watching any show that you feel like you have to binge watch a whole bunch of. Like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is nice because you could watch one episode and then not watch it for like 7 weeks and not feel like you're missing anything, and then watch another episode and they're each like 23 minutes long. So if you're gonna watch a show, I recommend The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
So we do that every once in a while, like on the weekends. We'll watch an episode or 2 or something, and then we'll wear the blue light blocking. I don't have the blue light blocking, but I'm super excited to have it in my glasses, and it was only an additional like $25, I think, and then I'm so excited. It's gonna be great.
You want to sing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air soundtrack?
Nope.
Well, you know the words?
I do, yeah.
I don't know the words. I wear the clear blue blocks at work all day. Yeah, the clear ones are really good if you're...
And they're clear, yeah. I just started watching King of Queens again. So good.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I think I've watched like 1 episode. Love my blue light blockers. The Office is the same way for me. Robert is going to lose a lot of people right now because he does not like The Office.
All right. Brandon,
there's no excuse here.
Brandon that used to work for us loved The Office. And he was like, you got to watch The Office. Every day when he came into work, he was like, there's an Office episode that reminds me of this or something like that, and we'd watch these clips, and I could just never get into The Office. Now granted, I've only seen 1 episode from start to finish, so maybe I need to go more than 1 episode deep into it to know if I like it, but I've never really been a fan of The Office.
You should check out Last Man Standing, LOL. We actually we didn't. I actually have seen several episodes of that because it reminds me of my dad. It's hilarious.
Which one?
Last Man Standing.
Oh.
Oh my gosh. Now Kevin's singing the Fresh Prince song. That's funny. And they said, what? I'm pretty sure that's to you hating The Office.
Yeah.
Robert
probably.
also doesn't like.
I don't like Will
certain-
Ferrell. I don't like what's the other guy? That's like stupid funny. He's the Zoolander guy.
Yeah.
Ben Stiller.
Yeah, Ben Stiller.
I don't really like that kind of comedy.
Yeah, Robert is very picky about his comedy.
Yeah. I like Joe Pesci in My Cousin Vinny. If any of y'all have seen that movie, you know my kind of comedy. Nicole says, my parents got me a stand-up device for less than $40 at Walgreens. I'm able to adjust it and place it on my draft table. I have one for my home studio and my school draft table. Lifesaver. That's
Awesome.
pretty slick.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to spend $1,000 on a stand-up desk.
Or $200 or $300, like
Or-
Robert.
Or $200 or $300.
Yeah, give The Office another try. How do blue light blockers help in your experience? Gratitude, wonderful peeps, sending big smiles.
So I noticed, I just cut you off, go for it.
Go ahead.
Yep.
Okay. I don't have blue light blockers. I'm very interested in getting them because I think that they will be really helpful. But when my eye place, eye doctor did not ask me if I wanted them, but then I said, hey, do you guys do the blue light blocking, filter? And they had like 2 different options and they were explaining it to me, and it is extremely helpful. And they can break it down really easily for you. So if you are looking for it to get like in your content or in your prescription, you can always ask them. But I have not personally used them because I don't have any. This is why I'm so excited. Go ahead.
I notice if I'm looking at the screen, like work on the computer for a long time, my eyes just start wigging out on me. Honestly, is the best way to put it. Like they start, like I see little dots everywhere, and like I have to squint, and they're sore. Like it's just not good. And if I try to go to sleep after that, it's like I'm just wired for sound. I can't even relax and go into like the parasympathetic relaxed state to fall asleep. So simply by wearing the blue light blocking glasses, and there's a lot more to it than just that, like that paired with not having a bunch of stimulants,
right.
Being into a healthy nighttime routine, all of that contributes to me getting into a parasympathetic state rather, and relaxing and falling asleep.
If you think about it, like blue light block it, like the reason we block it is because it's not natural. It's not natural for us to look at screens all day. It's not natural for us to have all of these lights above us. When you think
at nighttime. During the daytime,
it's not natural anyways.
no during like people will, like, that's why you want to go out in the sun when you first wake up to be exposed and kind of jumpstart your circadian rhythm.
Robert is not understanding what I'm saying. Screens and computers and phones on us all the time, and having these lights, artificial lights in our houses, in our workplaces, things like that, it is not natural. If you think about where we came from, they were outside. They didn't have screens. They hunted, they gathered, they did all of that. They did not sit at computer screens all day. So if you think about it, if you're able to block that just in your eyes, like that is wonderful. They also can be absorbed in your skin, but if you block it from your eyes, that will help a lot. And Robert is right. If you go outside first thing in the morning, it is much better for your body to see the sunrise and see the sunset. It's very natural. I mean, if you think about it, being outside, being in nature is the most natural way of letting your body, what is that? What I'm looking for?
I think all anybody heard right now is that Robert is right. I think that's all I heard.
What is it when they...
Circadian rhythm.
Circadian rhythm. Yeah, that.
Yeah, that. Keto Chris, my cousin Vinny is so funny. Classic. Yeah, she knows. She knows.
Parks and Rec is better than The Office. I said what I said. I don't like Parks and Rec.
I've never seen Parks and Rec.
So sorry.
What's it like?
Not good.
Rose's Keto Treats. Hi,
guys.
What's up? Did you save me a cinnamon roll?
They're all in the freezer.
All right. I have to try one of Rose's Keto Treat cinnamon rolls.
Went without blue light blockers for a week and started getting headaches.
Yeah.
Wow.
Headaches make sense.
I agree with Robert. Not my type of humor. Can't stand The Office. I'd recommend The Neighborhood, though. Clean humor and Mixed dish.
Mixed dish?
Don't
Mixed
know what
dish?
that means. I'm dealing with severe dry eyes, itchy, runny eyes, and feel like crumbs in my eyes. Been getting headaches too. You think glasses would help? Yeah.
I think so, for sure. Try them out.
Probably. And if you are having those issues, I would just go see the eye doctor and tell them that you're having issues, and they might actually just give you
Prescription.
a prescription or just eye drops.
Shannon says you should watch the older cartoons like Bugs.
Bugs?
Like, what is Bugs?
I don't know. Like A Bug's Life?
A Bug's Life? I'm pretty behind the times when it comes to anything movie and TV show. That's not my area of expertise.
My eye fatigue is almost gone. It used to be my eyes were so strained with 3 computer screens 8+ hours a day. Roses, yes, if you look at a computer a lot. Yeah.
Bugs Bunny, she says.
Oh, that makes sense. Oh, yeah. Yep. Okay.
I do like the old classic.
Yeah.
Like Tom and Jerry. I can get down with that.
That's awesome. I am sensitive to light since my head injury. I bet they really help. Yeah, totally. It's a show, Blackish. I didn't watch.
But I watched the reboot, which is called
Mixed Dish. Interesting. Bugs Bunny. That's weird that people called it Bugs.
Yeah, I've
never heard of it like
Bugs.
that. What brand of blue light blocker glasses? Mine is in my prescription, but what do you...
I've had the blue blocks, like BLUE, BLOX, I believe. I've also have the Keto Coach has their own blue light blocking glasses, which are pretty nice as well. And there's another brand that I've heard on Rogan's podcast. It's called Roka. I believe it's ROKA, that are really well built too. So any of those 3 should be pretty solid.
Pretty solid.
Eddie says, I bought the chocolate peanut butter cut brick. It is great. Thank you for creating it and making it affordable. Well, thank you for trying it out, Eddie. We have got more. I think we're pretty much sold out of that one currently, but we just got more ingredients in today, and we're making that next week. So
Monday morning.
Yeah, we will have more soon.
How do you get them added to your prescription glasses? I just asked them, and I'm pretty sure, like, don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure it's just like a filter that they put on it. Like, I'm pretty sure that they just like paint it on. Like, it's just a filter that they add to it. But I'm not quite sure. I lost my glasses, so I had to go buy another pair. And I just asked if I can get them put in with the blue light. I have Warby Parker blue light blockers with my prescription.
Warby Parker is a brand. It's actually a pretty good case study for a lot of business classes. They teach about the Warby Parker business model. It's like how they scaled up and made it a effective and cost-effective glasses company.
RA Optics are the ones I have. Thank you for the info, guys. Zenni with will add blue light blocks. Zenni.
You could probably go to like a third party and get like blue light filters put on any glasses, I would imagine.
I don't know. We do have vision insurance, but honestly, I would pay out of pocket 12 times over to get the blue light blockers in my things.
Do you ever do prolonged fasting? Currently 36 hours into a 48-hour fast. Any tips on breaking it? Yes, but not often. So I feel like a lot of people overfast and they're in extended fast far too often. I do intermittent fasting daily, simply by not eating, multiple times throughout the day. However, I do not do extended fasting unless I'm in a caloric surplus, and I don't do it that often. I do not ever recommend doing a extended fast while also doing a caloric deficit. Like if you're in a cut, it's just too many stressors on the body and it's catabolic. So I tend to recommend doing extended fasting if you're in a caloric surplus as a way to kind of just, wipe the slates clean after being in a surplus for quite some time. Tips on how to break it. I would break it with something that's not going to be incredibly taxing on the system to digest. Bone broth is always a good option. Soups are good options.
My favorite is to have a cup of bone broth with like butter and heavy cream in it. Like I put like butter, heavy cream, and salt in it, and it's so good. You can even add like seasonings to it. But then the next thing I'll eat is eggs, like eggs cooked in oil or eggs cooked in butter. Eggs are extremely easy to digest, and if you don't have a sensitivity, but they're also pretty filling too. So you can kind of like almost immediately feel like that satiated feeling that you're going to want to feel after a fast. You're getting plenty of protein and plenty of fat. And yeah, it's not going to be really hard on your stomach first thing.
Would you recommend the PE diet for weight loss? It's actually funny that you asked this because I've had Ted Naiman on my podcast last year, and great episode. I highly encourage you to listen to it. And then I emailed him last week, and I'm like, hey, man, we haven't talked in a while. I'd love to get you back on the podcast for a follow-up episode. So I'm bringing him back on the podcast next week, and we're going to dive into the PE diet. There's a lot of things that I like about it a lot. There's a lot of things that I do not like about it. With most things, context is everything. So Ted Naiman's approach is basically like prioritize a higher percentage of your calories coming from protein and less coming from energy, i.e. fats and carbs. That may make a lot more sense for someone that has a ton of weight to lose and is not physically active and doesn't require a lot of energy output. However, if you are a leaner, if you're a performance athlete, if you're very active throughout the day, probably not the best scenario. I've had several clients that are, competitors, and they'll try and do a PE diet, and then their progress will stall because they're simply not getting enough fuel in to fuel their energy output throughout the day. And I've had clients that do well with more of a PE macro profile. You really just got to kind of figure out and see what's going to be best for you. I don't personally do it myself much. I typically advocate a little bit higher fat because I'm doing much more higher energy demanding activities. But I'm really excited to get Ted on the podcast for round 2. I respect Ted a lot. I think he's got some great content. His book is wonderful. The graphics are all super solid. I think at the end of the day, Ted and I probably don't disagree on the fact that most people are oftentimes deficient in protein and need to consume more protein overall. So I think on the last podcast, we recorded that from like a maintenance standpoint, like if you just want to kind of hum along at a really good, intake, it winds up being about a 1-to-1, which is, 1 gram protein per gram of fat or something of that nature. I think that's what we settled on from like more of a maintenance standpoint in our last conversation. I have to go back and listen to that podcast. It was over a year ago, but yeah, it's kind of a long-winded answer to your question.
I have for weight loss, I guess it's not really important, but I have tried higher protein approaches, and for me, I just get an extremely upset stomach. It's like, people just say, oh, just push through, it's fine, but it's like unbearably horrible pain for me as an individual. It doesn't happen to everyone, but I don't generally recommend it. I just don't feel like as many people feel super great with higher protein, but like a 1-to-1 is totally doable. Like I've done a 1-to-1, I feel great. So I think it depends on like the how like strictly and how the ratios that you go with. I think it depends on you as an individual and like what you can find that works well.
Joe Smith says, amazing, thank you. This is my first prolonged fast.
Yay, congrats. And you're almost there.
How do you go through your building phase? Any carbs in the mix? No carbs in the mix. There's more trace carbs, simply because I'm eating more calories. So like when I'm in a cutting phase, I may be 10, 15 grams total carbs. When I'm in a building phase, I may be 20 or 30 grams total carbs since I'm just eating more calories. But I don't add carbs in for the specific purpose of building more muscle by any means.
Idea, adding a key brick mini mold to your page for 10 perfect little 100-calorie bricks. I'd buy that.
Yeah, we are actually wanting to do that, and we looked into it, and we'll still probably do it at some point, but everybody that was quoting us molds, it's like insanely expensive. Like, I need to find a different mold supplier because it was ridiculous.
We felt like we could not offer that as an option because it was stupid expensive. I know molds exist out there, but I don't want to math.
Yeah. Broke stall on PE and feel good. That's freaking awesome. I've had clients that have broken stalls on PE. I've had clients that stall on PE.
Yeah, everyone's just so different. That's what I'm saying is like me as an individual, I didn't do well, but it doesn't mean like maybe it was because my ratio wasn't right, or someone else's ratio isn't right, or whatever. But everyone's going to be so very different. It depends on like your activities and all of that. Like it's like, yeah.
Oh, right. I meant to ask, do you know a woman-centric cyclist coach who is on board with keto? I love training with Marissa, Axel, but we don't mesh on nutrition. A female cyclist with keto.
I don't
probably
know. Oh no, she's a runner, right? Stephanie?
No, she's a cyclist.
Is she?
Which Stephanie you talking about?
Um,
I'm drawing a blank on her last name.
Me too.
She was at the Keto the Cabin.
Yes.
Shoot us a DM. We'll figure out her last name and we'll let you know.
I'm embarrassed that I can't remember her name. She's such a sweetheart.
Yeah. Just ordered another batch of chocolate malt bricks. Favorite through a UK reseller. Do you have any retailers in the UK planned? I'm assuming you're talking about the Keto Pro website.
Yeah.
One of his business partners is Al Reeves, and he was one of my former clients. So we hooked them up with the UK. That's the only one that I have in the works currently.
Yeah. Favorite brand of bone broth? I've tried a couple of brands and didn't like the flavor, or so you make your own. Yeah, so I always recommend people make their own. It is the best way of going about it, and it's so stinking easy. But if you are looking to purchase, you can find them at like most stores. Have it in the frozen section, and it is Bonafide bone broth, and it's in a little bag, always frozen. And then you just bring it out like 2 days before you want to eat it. That's the one I always go for. Someone told me that they have it at Walmart. I've never seen it at Walmart, but I also don't do grocery shopping at Walmart. I get mine from Natural Grocers, but again, it's going to be the frozen section. It is very gelatinous, and that is what you want when you're looking for bone broth. It's really hard to find bone broth that's in a box on a shelf that's real bone broth. So just keep that in mind. You want it to be real bone broth. You want it to be real gelatinous and have like all the collagen and everything in it.
Gelatinous. I know, tall order. It is.
Roll that chicken carcass with veggie scraps for 24 hours in the crock pot. Add a pat or two of butter. Best bone broth ever.
That does sound really good.
Also, sorry, excuse me. With the bone broth, I don't like plain straight up bone broth. I have to add not butter. I have to add salt. I can drink it with just salt, but like I prefer a little bit of salt, a little bit of seasoning, like maybe like an Italian seasoning or like parsley or something like that. And I enjoy mine with either butter or heavy cream too. That always makes it taste better, and it's so healthy for you. Everyone should be trying to get it in.
Costco has chicken bone broth.
Well, it depends. So that's the thing, is you can get bone broth anywhere. Just depends on the quality of the bone broth that you're getting.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna go for a run. We get all the questions answered?
No, almost. I've been generally keeping my fat higher than protein, but then I have weeks where I really crave more protein. I am getting back into biking and curious how that will affect things.
Yeah. Bonafide West Coast here. Rallies does.
Nope. Rallies. Rayleigh's does. Thank you.
That's a bone broth?
No, Bonafide is at Rayleigh's on the west side.
Gotcha.
I'm from the west side, or the western states, so I know what Rayleigh's is. Do you still eat organ meats? Also, can you remind me the company you buy from?
Yes. U.S. Wellness Meats Liverwurst is really good.
I just did a video you guys should go watch on my top 5 foods that I have in my diet every single day. And I talk about all the different brands and all the different kinds of things that you can go have. So
help me find some liver jerky in the UK.
Liver jerky?
You may have to just make your own until it gets more popular, but it's pretty easy to make. I would make your own. That way you know it's good stuff.
Plucked seasoning and bone broth.
That's what I did a whole video on plucked seasoning.
Me?
I did. You don't ever watch my videos.
What is that one? Is it
it's
the
that
organ?
The super tasty
organ
seasoning.
One. Yeah, I guess I didn't realize it was called plucked.
Eat to pluck.
Huh. I've been tempering 8 yolks in my beef bone broth post-workout.
Nice.
Tempering?
Tempering.
What does that even mean?
Thanks for all your content, both amazing. Thank you very much for tuning in, Joe. Hello, hello.
Hi guys, Liz Howard here. Changed my IG name.
What's up, Liz? How are you?
Crazy for Carnivore.
Crazy for Carnivore. Thank you, Mr. Keto Savage. Love your keto bricks. You guys are the best. Keep it real. Ketone burner. We will keep it real.
Are you adding in peanut butter cup brick to the variety pack?
Possibly.
Not yet.
Stay tuned for this month. We may have
honestly, we're having a hard time keeping them in stock.
Yeah.
So there's also that.
But we did just get a bunch of ingredients in.
Gonna go watch the video. Yeah, go watch the video. Let me know if you have questions. I'm always answering the questions on my videos. So
Kimberly remembers. Restarting DSK after 2-year break from keto should be interesting. Questions, we got you fixed up,
tempering, not turning into scrambled eggs. I like it.
What types of ticks can I ask? Topics can I ask? You can ask whatever topic you would like. This open table on the Live at 5. However, we only normally do about 30 minutes, and we're 35 minutes in. I'm going to go for a run real quick.
We need a question.
We need a question for next week.
Yeah, give us a topic.
Give us a topic, and we'll answer that for next week's question. It's Mother's Day this weekend, y'all.
Yeah.
Make sure you spend some time with your mother.
Yep, make sure you spend some time with your mother.
Or
your wife.
Yeah.
Mama, baby mama.
But we need a question for next week. So the next question that comes in, what organs do you eat? All right.
That's the question. What we're going to answer next week.
That's the question we're going to answer next week. All right, y'all. Take care. Toodaloo. Love ya. Adios.
Bye.